Saudi jets launch new strikes on Taiz. Lack of proper medical care fuels cholera epidemic. Yemen's currency declines due to Saudi economic war. Good evening and welcome to Yemen Today's News. Saudi airplanes continued targeting Taiz governorate southwest of Yemen. The Saudi warplanes targeted with more than 10 airstrikes Yakhtal area in less than 24 hours. Earlier, the Saudi jet fighters hit Khalid Camp and Jabal al-Sultan in Mawza Directorate with 15 raids, as well as targeting Al-Barah area in Maqbana amid intensive flight. The Saudi airplanes resumed their attack on Hajjah governorate northwest of Yemen. The warplanes launched one raid on Harad Directorate. The new raid came hours after targeting Harad and Midi with 6 raids. It's worth mentioning that the bordering directorates of Harad and Midi are under frequent Saudi airstrikes on a daily basis. ICRC Director of Operation held a press conference and described worsening of the current situation in the country due to the continuation of the Saudi aggression and its economic siege. Here is the report.
The director of ICRC operations described the worsening of the current situation in Yemen as a result of the Saudi aggression siege since 2 years, confirming that the Saudi-led coalition war badly affected every citizen in Yemen.
I am visiting Yemen because the International Committee of the Red Cross is extremely worried about the dramatic humanitarian situation that has been developing here in this country, with almost every Yemeni that is by now affected by the conflict that has been raging in this country for 2 years.
The Red Cross official Dominic Stillhart clarified in a press conference that the victims of barbaric Saudi aggression, according to the records, reached to more than 8,000 killed and more than 4,000 injured.
This conflict has had dramatic direct effects. More than 8,000 people have been killed, more than 44,000 people have been wounded, and we have up to 3 million people that have been. And the conflict also has taken a very serious toll on water supply, the health system, the sanitation system, as well as the economy that is all but collapsing.
Dominic called on the international community and the Saudi-led coalition to stop their airstrikes on economy and healthy facilities in Yemen. Due to this war increased the suffering of Yemeni people, but he, on the other hand, didn't declare about the position of the Red Cross regarding the siege imposed on Yemen as the main reason for Yemeni people's suffering. Great losses in infrastructure and thousands of victims as a result of the unjust war, as the director of ICRC operations said in his press conference, calling on the international community and organization to perform their role to prevent the unjustified war and violation on Yemeni people.
Cholera fear still threatens lives of innocent civilians under unjust siege imposed by the brutal aggression that pays no respect to human life. Here is a report.
The spread of cholera or acute diarrhea in the capital and governorates of Yemen all of a sudden has become clear. 5,300 infected have been registered so far. The centers and hospitals responsible for receiving cholera cases are full with patients. Even the corridors and doctors' rooms turned into patients' rooms in light of the scarcity of medicines and staff to eradicate the epidemic. The number of patients is increasing because of salaries cut by mercenaries of Saudi aggression. Personal hygiene and conduct have a direct impact on cholera spread. Control of the epidemic needs big effort and work, but availability does not meet the numbers of conditions. The international community ignores the appeals of the patients and centers that suffer from lack of potential of looking after patients because of Saudi unfair aggression and blockade. The situation here is too difficult for us and the patients. The aggression and blockade has worsened the current situation. We really need support. Cholera sometimes leads to other new diseases. The patients of cholera must be cured during the first hours of infection, otherwise it may lead to death. The doctor said my kidneys didn't function well because of cholera. Saudi aggression on Yemen and its mercenaries' cut of salaries help cholera spread. Yemen has never such numbers of cholera conditions, and this could be proven by international health organizations. The main reason is the siege on everything in Yemen. Saudi aggression must quickly end.
The national economy has never known such a threat like the Saudi aggression that continues striking the country infrastructure, dragging the national currency down in exchange of other currencies. Here is a report. For the last 7 years, Yemen's economy has witnessed a very serious and threatened situations that brought it to near edge. But no one has imagined, even economists themselves, that something big was about to hit the national economy on March 26, 2015. The Saudi-led coalition has started that night and hit strongly nearly everything that beat with life and dragged our economy every time they hit Yemen's infrastructure down, and still they say they do it for Yemen's sake. Economists estimated the losses that hit the infrastructure and services in Yemen about $150 billion because of the Saudi aggression and the economic siege, stressing that the total economic losses cannot be limited at the present time as long as the aggression continues without interruption. The national economy has lost foreign exchange income from oil and gas revenues, which estimated at about $25.5 billion or 52% of its total expected foreign exchange resources, which represents a key role in the deterioration of the national currency against the other currencies. According to economists, the actual estimated of losses on the public finances is estimated at $12 billion over the past 3 years, representing 54% of total planned revenues during the same period. The Supreme Council of Civil Society Organizations announced the start of the Popular Civil March from the United Nations headquarters to Sana'a International Airport on Monday morning. The preparatory committee for the march called on international and local humanitarian and human rights organizations to participate in the Popular Civil March, which launched under the slogan, "Our airport is our lifeline," in order to convey the suffering of the Yemeni people to the entire world. The committee explained that the march demands are the opening of Sana'a International Airport, lifting the siege on the Yemeni people, rescuing the patients, and the speed of providing humanitarian relief, especially medicines, in addition to saving the standard abroad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, back to the headlines. Saudi jets launch new strikes on Taiz. Lack of a proper medical care fuels cholera epidemic. Yemen's currency declines due to Saudi economic war. Thanks for watching and goodbye.